Hi beautiful ladies, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk to you about the importance of protecting your womb and essentially marrying before you carry. Now I know that by me saying this already, there are people who are going to become up in arms. I don't care. I am going to say what I think is right and hopefully encourage someone out there who doesn't already have children to just really be careful to not allow men, especially Black men, to trap you with a child, especially if you have something going for yourself. And now, this doesn't only happen to exoticals or Black exoticals, it can happen to anyone. For the purpose of this video, I will be referring to Halle Bailey. So, as you know, Halle had her baby earlier this year in January, but she was definitely trapped by her baby daddy, DDG. No one can convince me otherwise, especially because he released a song called Famous, where he literally said that he is insecure. He gets jealous when she's around other men. He pretty much doesn't like that she is getting so much success in her career. And so what did he do? He got her pregnant. This is a common tactic that some men do, particularly when they see that you have potential or you have something going for yourself. We probably all know someone who maybe had a good career, maybe she had an up-and-coming career, up-and-coming business, acting, modeling, whatever it may be, and then she just fell pregnant and everything kind of just went downhill after that. She never really recuperated the same, and then the man that she's with kind of just had nothing going for himself. He wasn't as successful or as popular as she was. That's because he saw her potential, he saw her success, whatever, got jealous and decided to put a stop to that. And these men are able to do that because they know that Black identified women, women who identify as Black regardless of hue and admixture, pedestalize and center Black men. And they will do anything to say that they have one in their life, including thinking that having a child for him will keep him around. And there are many examples of why this is a terrible belief to have, because if the man won't even marry you, what makes you think that he's going to even stick around after giving you a child? His main intention was to trap you so that you would stop growing because he was jealous of you. These men trap women. A lot of men, especially in the Black community, Black women out earn them and they are more successful than Black men. As I've said time and time again, the Black community does not like Black women, and that also includes Black men not liking Black identified women. That is evident in the unaliving rate, that is evident in the DV rate, and that is also evident in the rate of single motherhood. And while women are 100% responsible for their own fertility, especially if you live in North America where you have literally access to free contraception. Men like these, men like DDG and Nick Cannon and Offset are very intentional about tricking women and lying. Some don't even have to trick and lie. Some will even make songs talking about how they're insecure, calling you a famous B word, using derogatory language like that. Like, if that's not evident enough that this person does not like you, I don't know what is. The easiest thing to do is to trick a Black woman into thinking that a Black man loves her, trap her with a baby, and bounce. It is one of the oldest tricks of the trade. It keeps happening over and over and over. It's been happening in the 1960s and beyond. It's happening now, and unfortunately, it's probably going to keep happening 50 years from now, unless Black women wake up and start making better decisions. Right? It's harder to focus on your career. It's harder to focus on your business and allocate resources to your business, because when you have a child, that new life requires 100% of your time and your resources. And so you are spread thin if you have a child on top of a business. And so some men do that as a way to kind of calm you down and kind of slow you down. And that's what DDG did with Halle Bailey. After he released that tone-deaf Z-list song, he got her pregnant. In addition to that, as you know, raising a child, it is much harder to raise a child in a single parent household. So if you do have a child with someone outside of wedlock, you are subjecting yourself to financial stress and just general stress overall. Because now you, instead of having the support that is required to properly raise a human being, you're now having to kind of deal with things on your own, but also just dealing with the disappointment of not having the support that you require. Furthermore, you should not be engaging with a man that has the mentality of, oh, well, I'm not really ready for marriage, okay? But you were ready to be responsible for another human life for the next 18 plus years. When a man says this to a woman, this just means that he doesn't want to be with you, but he'll stick around for however long it remains beneficial to him. So whether that's to receive companionship, SCX, legacy, financial benefits, or what have you, or until he finds the woman that he really wants to be with. This is why a man can be with a woman for years, 10 years even, and not marry her, but then marry another woman shortly after that and completely forget about his other family. Another talking point that some of these guys will say to women is, oh, well, children are a blessing. And some women will even regurgitate this kind of as a way to encourage poverty and encourage Black exoticals to keep unplanned children. They'll say, oh, children are a blessing. And yes, while that can be true, it really only is a blessing if it's done responsibly. And that blessing can become a burden when you're doing it alone because you're doing a two-person job by yourself and you're really too stressed to enjoy the pleasures of motherhood. And even if you have an unplanned pregnancy in marriage, if you're in a stable marriage where you're with a provider husband and you're with someone who truly values family values, and that would mean he understands the importance of prioritizing family and the well-being of his family above all else, because then that would, by extension, benefit him as well. You're not gonna be as stressed because you already have a support system in place. Your career may have to be on hold, your business may have to be on hold, but at least you have a family unit, not just with your husband, but your in-laws as well. And if your family's in your life, you have that family unit to rely upon, and at least you don't have to deal with public scrutiny, because even though people tell Black exoticals to have their children, they also scrutinize them and criticize them for having children out of wedlock. Okay, you should have room to enjoy other aspects of your life and not allow motherhood to consume you. That's not the only identity that you have, and you honestly shouldn't lose yourself and your identity when you become a mother. And this is very likely to happen when you're raising a child by yourself. So if you encounter a man who has this mentality, steer clear. If you don't have children, if you already do have a child, steer clear from him and don't have another one with him. I'll hear some women say, oh, but I want my children to have the same dad. Okay. But at the same time, now you have double the responsibility. And if he wasn't helping you with the first child, what makes you think he's going to help you with the second? Try to get married and have your child within wedlock. Okay, like it really baffles me that there are women who have children with men like Nick Cannon. Like he has an illness, and he has said that he thinks that it will shorten his life. And so the fact that this man is spreading his seed around, literally, and having children just here and there and everywhere, to essentially, ultimately, first of all, limited resources, because the more children that you have, the less resources that you have to allocate to the others. And secondly, you're also increasing the odds of them being fatherless if you have a chronic disease. So men like these, honestly, like Nick Cannon, like DDG, they just have this kink where they want to subject beautiful women, exotical women, women that they think should be humbled. Okay, beautiful women are seen as cocky and arrogant. Same with exoticals, same with darker skin exoticals, because of the connotation that is associated with being beautiful and or an exotical. It's like, well, it's unfair that you were kind of given this privilege, if you will, without having to do anything to earn it. And so now I'm going to humble you. A lot of women need to learn how to not give in to the physical urges. Women do not benefit from actual encounters the same way that men do. While it is beneficial for both parties, at the end of the day, we have different needs. Okay, we have sociological wiring that gives us different requirements in life. And sleeping with someone for the sake of sleeping with someone is not a feminine trait, it is a masculine trait. And even then, that's not even a healthy masculine trait, okay? So do yourself a favor and put that energy into something else, something productive, that will benefit your life. If you do want to have a relationship where, you want to be married, then having a guy's child before marriage is not going to do that for you, and he's less likely to marry you. Okay? Make him prove to you that he is intentional about actually having a family with you, and let him marry you, and then you have his child. Okay? If you really do need to be sleeping with someone who doesn't commit to you, maybe you don't care about having marriage, that's totally fine. Use protection, okay? It's free if you live in the West, okay? There's literally no excuse. You don't even need to go as far as having to have an abortion in most cases. You can get access to many different types of contraceptive. A quick Google search will let you know what the different options are and where they are available close to you. And just use that. And even if you have to pay for some of them, I think that that is a small cost in comparison to having to raise someone's child by yourself and the headache that comes with baby daddy drama. Okay? Let me know what you think about this one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.